peace, progress, and prosperity. Always remember, you are not alone.
Welcome back to another episode of this podcast. And as usual, my name is Onola Patoba, and I remain my brother's keeper to the day I die. I'm your brother from a very distant mother. And today is a very, very, very special day because for the very first time, I have a guest with me, someone to share the discussion with on this podcast. His introduction is long, but I'll be very brief about it. He's a very old friend. When I say old friend, the last time I saw this guy was 8 years ago. 8 years ago. But we've been in constant communication, and I felt like, okay, I think it's not bad if I have this guy, on the show. And his name is Olamiposi Olaiwola. He's a content writer and an avid gamer. And he's also a content creator for games. So,
On what?
all right. So, today the discussion centers around camaraderie, like having your guy. The idea of not just people you hang out with, people who say having your guy, person who say okay, anyhow it be, anyhow, but as no matter how crazy it gets, yeah, that guy is there for you. But the thing is, we've also heard stories, we've heard cases where this guy fuck each other up. Like, now my guy on me that high level. So you get you have that idea that you could trust this person to a certain level, that they can't betray you, but you end up betraying you. Yeah. So what I want to start with is, for you, what's the first thing you look out for in someone that determines if that person is your guy or just someone that you just meet and that's it?
For me, first of all, I don't even have a lot of people where people
My guy,
this is not safe to five people person.
my guy.
We could all go through some kind of things together.
Okay.
So I think it's mostly the experiences that we share that determines what makes someone like guy for me. Because it's one thing for you to even a person where they say every day, but if you talk every day, until you don't go through some kind of things together. Like before we see reach that level of it, say three point
Now about you.
yeah. I think shared experiences is what determines if I get close to someone or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So what happens when someone tells you that, oh, okay, this guy don't do this kind of thing before? Someone gives you an experience. Maybe someone says, I've had a very bad business experience with your guy, or maybe he doesn't even know that you know the person, and he just rather discussion just goes there and says, there's this is a that, and deep down you feel like, or you think you know, or you believe that that person can't do that stuff. There's more to it. How then do you defend such action, or do you even have to like say, no, you don't be like that, like not goes for you?
Okay, so are you saying like if I like a random friend or acquaintance is talking about my guy like that,
Okay, so
or one of my guys is talking about
So let's say Frank, right? You, myself, and Frank. I'm tied with Frank to some extent, yeah. And let's say you two, you know Frank, or let me put it this way: you're very tight with Frank, right? Like you guys are like almost brothers, and you and I are having a discussion. Like you just did, me and you just did, casual guys, no, nothing serious like that. Not as strong as the connection that you have with Frank.
Right.
So something happens. I invest in having Frank with. So you get, then something happens, and then we discuss, and I'm like, Frank is the motherfucker. That guy fucked me up. What's your reaction? How does it like? How do you deal with that?
well, if for someone that I feel like I'm close enough to call my brother, like you said, I feel like I'll know him to an extent where I'll be able to judge if or judge a reasonable level if it's capable of what the other person is saying. Right? So but that doesn't mean I'm going to completely discount what the other person is saying.
Yeah. There's a possibility.
Yeah. but I would be cautious about like making any decisions based off of that alone.
Yeah.
Like, and since like ties without getting rich,
No bad. Yeah, understand that.
get we have a conversation about say I need to be up with you and it's gonna saying to some things. I'll try to figure it out together. Yeah. But if it was someone that wasn't that close to, like if it was someone that was very, very close to, that told me about someone that was not so close to, like that person's opinion.
Way,
Yeah.
kind ways more.
I would use that
Because for some reason you'd have more reason to like trust the person that you're closer to, his judgment, than the person that you don't know. And it doesn't also mean that the person that you don't know is actually worse. It just might just be certain conditions. But naturally, you want to trust the person that you know more.
Yeah.
On that matter.
I feel like that's because to an extent, the person you trust, their judgment is also a partial reflection of your own judgment.
Yeah, true.
Because if that person is that close to you, then
Now, don't
some
say
is not the reason
some kind of
together, reason alike. So if that person says something about the other person, you tend to like believe them.
So that person uses some of your metrics
Yeah.
that you are familiar with, that you have in common. Judge the third party. That makes sense. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the benefits of having your guy as like your brother, and some things like reduced feeling of loneliness. Like feel like seeing only you, right? There's also that improved self-esteem where you're watching someone, who you feel like maybe he's better than you in some aspects, or he has some things on lock that you don't have on lock. Right? It helps you like increase your self-esteem, boost your ego to some level. Like, okay, I see my guy, see as they hold him down, check that kind of, then it reflects on you. Like both of you rub up on each other, basically, yeah. And then there's accountability and motivation. So what personal examples would you say have been like the best that you feel like maybe they're like even memories that you think, okay, this one, even if anything happened. Let me give you an example. I have a friend. I don't need to name him, James Peter. Where to you together?
Probably.
Okay. So Peter is his brother to me. I always tell him, guy, if anything happen, like chase me from now to indoor call. I don't and it feels like he's whining or something. But I will why. Peter has a level of emotional intelligence that made me aspire to be like, okay, I want to be this awake emotionally. So Peter was the best guy in my peer that I saw that this guy reason things before change it. You can't when we provoke Peter, we don't do something where we see, and he'll still give you justification for why you are doing what you are doing and why he's not going to take it personal with you. Not that he doesn't get offended, but before he gets to that level of, he's going to tear you apart. You don't do something, say, you. So now, Peter is one of the guys that I have some very serious memories with, that I know that, okay, no matter what, there are things that Peter has done for me that you might not even know. Just by the mere fact of being himself and me watching him, living with him, being around him, change it. So what are those things that you feel like you picked up from other guys, or that you might even think other guys have picked up from you?
That's a good one. You have to ask my dad. I don't know what to pick up from you. I just believe my life.
Okay.
But for sure, I feel like my closest friends, there's definitely something that I've picked up from everything. Like Danny, for instance. I don't know if you can use that umbrella.
Ike, I know I do, yeah. Ike, yeah.
Like you have the Peter guy you said was like brother. Danny is like my brother. She gets you don't pass maybe your 6 friends alone.
Okay. Okay, so we'll come back to what made Danny your brother. We're going to come back to how you guys became brothers. But
Danny, one of the things that, or I feel like the biggest thing that I think I try to from that is I feel like is the most disciplined person out of all my friends. And discipline not just like discipline in different areas of life. It comes to finances, it comes to work, it comes to stuff that me I be look and say, oh man, I don't get strength. I don't get strength. I don't get strength. Just leave it up, prepare. You get me? Like finances, for instance. The way he manages his finances, like that means should earn more money than you. But the way he spends, the way you never know. You never know. He gets very disciplined. And when it comes to work, you know, if this guy is tired person on first, still do the shit that you have, you still get shit done. Like if something needs to be done, we get it done. You know how like very dependent. He's the kind of person that if I was like, that's what, yeah. If I was like, if I owned an, if I owned the company or something, he's the kind of worker you like to have. The company. Okay, I mean, he probably would like to hear the sound of that. He probably would like that. But it's the truth. The truth. But they're very dependent. Yeah. So it's discipline. Done definitely. Sure.
Okay.
Then I daily.
A while.
I daily so I if I want to be formal, like we call them tenacity.
Yeah, I think I did is dog it. Even in my back,
Dog it.
I just think that one is very dog it. Really,
If I has like an endless pot of energy, bro.
no. Bro, him and I are not close, but I can tell from my father.
You have like end of all the people I know. That guy is the most energetic human being. You can both of you see like maybe you've had like a very long ass day. And at the end of the day, both of them are just day hours together or something. You don't realize, no, get this to me, never do. Now go first stand up for 12 a.m. Yeah, that's how we go. Rabba, good luck. How you know? When did you get this energy from, bro? Like, yeah, so that's the word, done it. I was very good. Very. Okay. You get me? So, yeah, those two people, those are just examples. There are people that, their talent is what I admire the most about them. Like, they might not be the most hardworking person in the world. There's that one when they do something, the output is terrible. Yeah. More for instance. More is legit, not even God's fault. Sadia Mountain. One of the best photographers I've seen. But, like, taking pictures, editing them, those is incredible. So yeah, definitely there's something to pick up on them. But if you ask me what they pick up from them, I don't know.
So how did you and Danny meet? And how did you guys become tied? Like what were the circumstances that led to it?
So even though we did the same department, but yeah, I know they did class.
I remember
Literally the entire first year in university, I spent probably like 90% of my time in the hostel.
Yeah.
So my first
myself. No, well, not really because I had the house. I still get practical. But Frank, you and Frank, I remember. Frank really go back. You know the great.
So my first friends were the people on our floor, especially my roommate, Gideon.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah. So Gideon was my first. So I didn't really start talking to Daniel until 200 level. And the only reason we started talking was because at that time I started going to school from home. So I wasn't like I was living my house was pretty far away, somewhere in Olugbe, but so I would leave home like maybe middle of the day or something. I would go to class. So I had to be at the department. Nobody say I could just get my own stuff.
Yeah, you are out of laptop and it's like you want to go out back.
Yeah. So I had to be around my course mates. Like I didn't have a choice. Yeah. So and I think I even remember the first day I met Daniel actually. Like that was kind of actual conversation. It was I think we were waiting for a lecture or something. We were sitting at That's really downstairs place. There's one
Like one small corridor under like this.
that on the staircase side. Yeah, so I was just sitting there. I don't remember what started the conversation. But what I always remember about that day is the fact that this guy spoke so much about Ariana Grande.
I swear, for the rest of my life, I won't forget. This guy, like,
About how she's so good and she has won Grammys of and based on things just we talk for the first time, right? I don't hit tell her my mind, see,
yeah, it's all right.
so I was just like, she's good, bro. You know, show me yeah or something.
So we're started up.
Yeah, it was really he liked her a lot. I don't know about now, sha. But yeah. So we started talking that day and it was about music, basically. That's what brought us on that day. We were talking about music. I don't remember how it started exactly, but it was music. And that shared interest is what made me realize, oh, this is something I can actually do.
Oh, okay.
Build.
You get it, right?
Because apart from the Ariana Grande beat, they actually mentioned like artists that I thought like, and some of these girls, it's what happened. You get,
Yeah.
so I saw that we had similar taste, and that was what like triggered like subsequent conversation. There was something to talk about next time, or stuff like that. So shared interest is actually what made us like kind of close, and yeah, who I relate to, because at that point, him and I didn't were already friends. I think they were in the same hostel, or something. So they were usually
Yeah. Are you on the? I just know that it was not put.
yeah, it was. I think both of them were in Queens. I think both of them were in Queens. So like then we moved together that year, and when I'm talking to her too, he's also there, and
Side note, I think Indie was one of the things that actually molded Ayo to the job. Indie guy is the man. Like I wouldn't put.
I was secondary school was like a military school or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I went to
I
my
am that was military man. His background, etc. No wonder.
Okay, so now let's see. So have you had maybe even way back in secondary school, what we say mobile get self-awareness, everything. Have you had like an experience where someone that you regard as your brother or someone close to you messed you up? Then how did you handle it?
Yeah, for sure. But to be honest, I'm not sure how Bill's brains like a lot of people. Sure, but it's literally someone that I've already mentioned in this conversation.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so something happened when I was trying to get this, and something happened that I was trying to get this in 2020 or 2020 and 2020. Something happened between us basically. We were supposed to get a place together. At the end of the day, it didn't work out. Mostly due to some stuff that he did. Like, and yeah, that the most what I say with what's the English for it now? The biggest part of what he did for me was the fact that what it did didn't just affect me. It was just me that affected, and I've always overlooked it. Right? There was something that also directly affected like other people that are very close to me. Yeah, so that bothered me more than how much it even affected me even. Yeah, because other people were involved that put their trust in me. Right? And fucked up. And yeah, because of that situation in 2021, I haven't spoken like we're not on speaking terms.
Medu.
Huh?
That's serious.
Yep. That's serious. We're not on speaking terms.
So how like just cut off comms?
The thing is, I feel like what to this day, well, we still have I don't know if I'll put the conversation, but there are times like maybe once or twice every year we probably like reach out and try to like let's talk about this or something, but I just wasn't like
Why?
I didn't want to.
I'm not trying to terrify you, but
Yeah, so the thing is, well, at this point right now, I'm ready to have a conversation. Because the last conversation we had, where it was like, I'm still down to talk about this. I was like, yeah, sure, like whenever I can link up, down and stuff.
You guys probably just hang out over a couple of bottles.
Yeah, like shit. I mean, we can talk about it. But I feel like the thing is, because this person is also like one of my, well, I think my second oldest friend.
No.
I've known him since primary school. Yeah, primary school. So he's my second oldest friend. And I feel like what happened kind of changed my perception of him and made me feel like, okay, like we can still be friends, but I'm not sure if I'll that over like we got to the same lengths. So I feel like what we did to me is something that I'll better. Like I said, I don't want to get so. Yeah, it was not serious. It was not serious. And mostly because, like I said, mostly because of what I am, but for that, to get. So, and I feel like, yeah, that's just his future. But
Okay.
hopefully, soon enough, we'll link up.
That I don't waste that. You can actually just call him up or just send him a text. Like, you guys.
And there's no be matter of text. That's the thing. Like, and maybe it's just me, Sha.
Did you hear from Did you hear his reasons, his justification for doing what?
There was no justification.
Did you hear from him?
I mean, I heard the things that he said. Obviously, you have to say something wrong.
Yeah. You have to have a real.
It was not just.
What? I don't smoke the nicotine. Like my.
I don't even say really. I don't smoke anymore.
I don't smoke again. I just find out that, like, growing up, like the older you get, some things just kind of like pull away from you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, no people say, like, I didn't say, I'm in love with that.
I kid you not, like a year or two before I stopped smoking, I used to say that, no. I did tell you, I did think I was very condition,
And the reverse is the case in my situation because when I do smoke, right, my guys, we always look the same. I didn't know something. I don't think it's a routine.
Yeah.
So
I remember routine well.
Even by the time we did, bro, routine doesn't even drink. Like if boys there outside, they drink beer or something casual. This will call them what's now. I think that's on time. I think like everybody has about that place. Yeah. You either get there early or you get there after your peers have gone there and come back. But everybody gets touched that show. Yeah. That's not done. I mean, maybe say you just smoke that time, you say, what's on and see for this? They haven't tried, say, we don't do anything. No, that will come to stay out by us. Well, I so peer pressure, yeah. How your guy think? Is it possible that your guy can add to like peer pressure for you, or how your guy can help you like get out of that headspace? This peer pressure one day hold you, change that. Have you had that experience? What do you like? Do you think? Okay, so let me give you an example now. For me, I've had peer pressure, but in a good way. I've seen some of my guys out of school, like 2-3 years out of school. You know, everybody started the hustle. Some people go bar, some people basically start your professional career anywhere. So I saw some guys that were doing some stuff. I think there was this guy. I don't want to remember him. I remember his name. He has a company now that does the funds people that wants to tap out. So you make proof of funds. You write to you supply the proof of funds. When you jump out, you start paying same thing. When I started working as an intern for producing, the guy working front desk in Access Bank, Bodija, that Access Bank Ware. Now there the guy did. I don't go there, go deposit money, go back, remember, we are not saying well, change it. And at that time, I felt like, as a guy working in a bank, yeah, kind of, because first of all, when you're an environment where there's money,
And then you gotta be trusted. You have to be in the right headspace personally to be able to work, function properly in that professional environment. So I felt like, okay, that's a good thing for him. I don't know what was going to change his life personally. Now, pretty guy, we don't really need a talk. Not those guys say, you go not say we get a put it, you don't say drop. But
You don't really know what.
we don't really know, say again, then we see, Chama, how far, I really saw, I'm doing it. So I saw him there, and I left the bank. I think like the third time I went there, I left the bank. And I went back to my office because my office there was like inside that Sakabaji from, you know, that red junction, that Fuku junction.
Yeah.
So I just walked back to the office and I just sat down for like some minutes and I was thinking, come on, no idea. And I was an intern, you know, they gave me, and they, now, like, it wasn't a paid stuff. You are learning the job. So I was thinking, like, well, my guy did bad to the me idea, I don't even know which direction my career to go. I don't know anything. So you kind of put me in this place where I said, have to like plan the trajectory of what I want to achieve in production. Because I wasn't going to go to the bank. I was never, nobody say peer pressure of say, okay, my guy will work for work. And I have friends that they sent me all this mass graduate recruitment lead, would say, I put example like Zenith Bank and something, Zenith and UP. I think they called me back and because I knew that I will never, I can't function in the bank. I know, say there. So there was that pressure of like, okay, I feel like this guy is in the right headspace. And it put me on that back constant pressure to like work on myself personally and professionally. I didn't get it right straight up, but you know, that mindset will say, no, I have to pick something, I have to do something with intention. So have you had like, do you think the negative is more than the positive, or do you feel like your guy, maybe call your brother, check that now situation on that peer pressure, like that make it pressure you?
Yeah, so I think the negative connotation of peer pressure, in the sense that getting people to do something not so good because your guys are doing business, that doesn't have as much of an effect.
And I actually think it's washed off more in this our generation. Like people for our generation, they get this awareness, this mental awareness that because say guys they do I'm not saying right. That's what I feel, bro. I think so. I think so. I actually have that feeling that
If I'm thinking about my own circle, I would agree with you. But if I'm thinking about
I'm using my own circle to judge.
bro. If you go on the internet,
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy out there. It's crazy out there. I think people generally are still very much under pressure. Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, the internet is also not like a 100% reflection of real life. But
It's still what it was still. I think I still talked about it in one. I think 2 episodes ago now.
Yeah.
The internet is just a digitized version of a marketplace. It's like you go to the market. Imagine say they can't carry that body their market now, come put them online. When you go to the market, you meet a lot of mad people. Like people that you actually look at and you normal human beings, like you dress well, looking good, minding his own business. But now until you jam and you gonna say, no, this one now change it. So I just think that's what the internet is.
But I think in terms of like peer pressure, I think for some people are still very much affected. I think so.
Okay, so would you say,
But for me personally, yeah, like I said, the negative connotation of peer pressure doesn't have as much of an effect on me because I'm very much like a man that thinks myself. So even if it's good, it's not just the negative part of it. Even if it's good kind of peer pressure or bad kind of peer pressure, when I see it happen, when I witness it, I will still wear out for my head. Say, oh, for me,
she saying it work? Yeah, I don't even like for me, it will work for me.
right? Because if you work for this person, even if it's a good thing.
Like situations surrounding him might just be different. True.
But it definitely has happened to me that, my friends have that kind of positive effect. And again, it's the biggest influence that I would say in this situation in town, actually. In 2 ways. The first way was during NYSC. I served in a shipbuilder NTA here, and I wasn't going.
It doesn't you.
I wasn't even going. Like maybe you don't reach times to do parents. We also be there to peace. Like what's I will collect my parents letter, that kind of thing. So I wasn't really doing anything with my time. And Danny was already like doing freelance work, taking freelance writing gigs. And he was offshore clients and shit. So he got to a point where he was getting so many jobs, he couldn't do it all by himself. So he needed someone outsourcing stuff to other people. And I just happened to be one of the people who started outsourcing stuff too. Like, I mean, in retrospect, it was very little money. But that kind of something, bro. It was a lifesaver. Because NTA wasn't paying. I know you complain. Nobody said it was.
18 and 19, 1989 were
paid. So I'm not saying 19 small at that time, so, bro. And I say still they do something like so all the extra money that was coming in for working on those extra gigs. So it goes to a point where I even carry my laptop, go NTA, go to do my freelance. But yeah. So that was actually what started my freelance writing journey. Because at that time, I hadn't even thought about, like you said, when you saw your friend and you asked about, I have to wait to collect myself on my own now. I don't make it. I don't make it life. I don't think. So when we brought that opportunity to me, we gave me like, okay, something to actively be working on and trying to go push yourself in that direction. And I did freelance. That was 2017, I think.
Yeah, we served 2017. Yeah, 2017, 2018. But 2017, back out.
Yeah. So I started freelancing then, and I freelanced until October last year. Since that time, like even when I was working at the office, corporate thing, I was still doing freelancing inside. But that was what started it. And then even the office thing was kind of still forced for that one. Because I moved to Lagos in 2018, and I stayed with this guy. Even though maybe say my own personal space, but it was like a 4-bed where I was staying with his brothers and stuff. But I stayed in his room for 3 years. But no, living rent free in Lagos. Guy, I don't know about this day. Like whenever I think about that thing, it's crazy. Because even myself, I can imagine someone living with me in the same room for 3 years.
I don't get the. I will get the.
Yeah, so
I won't like more.
well,
Just I need my phone.
I just moved out in 2021. I was there since 2018. And I moved to Lagos with the intention of, okay, I'm going to try to get a job because, the course is studied mass communication and language arts, advertising, and Lagos advertising.
Yeah, everything I did it was.
So, and Danny had started working at, he ended in NYS out an advertising kind of firm. So, he just continued along that line. And that was what triggered me thinking, okay, yeah, if you probably also try to, go in this direction. And I came to Lagos, continued my freelancing, casually applied for jobs, something to do, and started working on it. So that was also kind of, it's not influence. Although I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about any of this because nobody said I know about this stuff. But we definitely had that impact, that influence on my decisions and to peer pressure once good.
Oh, okay. So you believe that there's one kind of peer pressure. So why don't they talk about when I say this good kind of peer pressure? I don't mean just good generally. It has to be good for you. I think it has to be good based on how you see, based on perception. I feel like that's it. That's the way I see it. It has to be good based on perception. Take for example, if your guy the in motivation I see in one chop. But if you go to do hard work, if you go to do all this liberal work, hard work. So he has to work, he has to like be brave enough to say, okay, I'm going to steal someone else's stuff, right?
Right.
So for me, I kind of like I'll analyze it like, okay, he wants to eat, yeah, but he doesn't want to have to work diligently, like normal honest labor. So what are the things that are pushing him to that extent that decides that, okay, I didn't go and say I don't mind. At today like this now, no matter how bad it is, you will not explore the option of stopping somebody on the road with a gun and taking their stuff. Sure you get, or maybe even breaking into someone's house. It has to get to some kind of, you have to have a very strong motivation for you to feel like, okay, that's the next step. So what I usually do, I don't judge. I don't care what you are doing. I don't judge because I feel like I myself I've had to do some things that, and I may be able to say that this is what I had to do to survive. And I feel everybody has that stuff. So what I do is I look at what you do and I analyze it and take your motivation. How does it work for you? So that's why I think peer pressure is actually based on perspective. Every the people they do Yahoo, you say what would do Yahoo? That's not, it's not strong enough. People are doing skits. You say if you want to go do skits. And that's not funny. So you get, so I feel like it's based on your perception. That idea of peer pressure is based on what do you take from it, or what how does it affect you personally?
Yeah, I think you already gave a pretty good example of what I meant in there. Because like there's good peer pressure, and there's bad or you know
Yeah.
peer pressure. There's bad peer pressure. That's a different situation. Because the example you gave where I was working at the bank and it made you think about what you want to do. But it didn't make you think about how to work.
That's again from the thing.
You get at the bank.
Can make sure things.
I don't remember.
Park machine, like from everything. Check online, you see him. Not check. Like his LinkedIn profile is like you dead guy. Go check out.
So yeah, so good peer pressure and good peer pressure. So if it makes you think about, like you said, saying that made you think about what you want to do for yourself, it didn't make you think about how am I going to start working at the bank. Because
yeah.
start working at the bank.
I think I already knew say I survive for bank.
Yeah, so the person was making something of himself, not making something of himself in exactly the same way.
Same way.
Also, like you said, not saying you can see person with a just what you have to do is think about what you can do for yourself that you're good at. So that's So while that kind of peer pressure is good, you also have to like be conscious of applying it to yourself personally.
So now, what are the things that you say that you picked up from your guy, that rubbed off from you, that rubbed off on you from your guy that didn't work for you? Then we talk about how you were able to handle conflicts between you and your guy. So let's start from the things that rubbed off on you from your guy that didn't work for you. How were you able to like identify that? No.
Well, the thing that I picked up would be the attempt to get into that whole pocket space.
Okay.
Because like I said, what brought me to Lagos in the first place was I saw that my guys don't they don't work for advertising companies and stuff. So I thought, okay, I should also explore it since I didn't particularly have any other, plans on my own time. Yeah. But I worked in the corporate space for 2 years. Went into different corporates within the space, so it only been about 2 years. Yeah. And I resigned at both places because I was just like, man, I'll be it. I can't do this. Yeah. So that was one thing that even though I would consider it good peer pressure, because it kind of made me think about what direction I wanted to go in my life. Right? By the end of the day, it turned out I ended up discovering what I didn't want for myself instead of what I wanted. So that's something that I picked up that being particularly.
Well, I think once you can identify the things that don't work for you, you can filter it out. What's going to be left is what you had left is what works for you.
Yeah.
So you get eventually, because once you don't identify it, this one no, as you come up, things will remain that things will carry.
And while you're even working on those things that don't work for you, it will be that process that makes you discover what will
really work. Yeah. Okay, so now how do you handle conflict with your guy? Take for example now, Tola, I believe say Tola, Peter, Frank. I guess some guys you know for your family. My brother knows your family. Which do I? You know my brother. He can't hold me. We do stupid stuff to each other all the time. But I've grown to that level where to some extent I understand his motivation. no matter what it does. We have done some things, unimaginable things in the past that, that has made me know that, okay, I didn't know his limit, but if you can go this far, somebody if you can do this, then I know that, okay, this thing. So I've built that accommodation inside me for him that, okay, no matter what he does, he can't offend me. So not that he can't do stuff that will get to me, but to now say Sebapo is somehow. So, but then it doesn't mean that there won't be conflict. It doesn't mean that there won't be times where you be like, shake that. So how do you handle those times with your guy?
Honestly, for my very small circle of close friends, they would have to do something that's completely out of character for them,
Unimaginable, unforgivable.
for them to truly offend me. There are things that they do obviously that I don't agree with, or that I personally.
Of course, that's standard.
But it goes to that point where I understand that that's the kind of person that they are, and I don't have a strong negative feeling about that character or that part of them.
But if another person is done,
Well, I mean, put it on. Yeah. If I don't say something, I probably won't look at it the same way. But for my guys, like my actual guys, not only do I recognize that that's their character, we've known each other long enough and well enough for me to understand rationality behind that.
behind their decision.
So it's not just the fact that I know that's not so in the I also know that okay,
Now, why is doing it too? Yo.
so that's why it will be different for someone that I don't probably know them, because I don't know what their justification is as well as I know the two guys behavior. I don't know what their thought process is like. I don't know what their
I don't know what other characters they have that has not manifested. They are all egos.
I don't know what other characters they have that kind of would make me look the other way for the ones that are not so good.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get
There are some things that I do well, like this guy. But this is the other characters, try. So I will just give you this one. Some that kind. So yeah, my guys, my closest friends, the people that have been my closest friends for a reasonable number of years now, I'm not sure we've had any major conflict. Okay, well, there has been one major conflict. It's not big. It's one of my close friends. Waiting. Okay, Waiting is also one of my closest friends. He's actually my oldest friend. So, he was. I discovered something very recently. I'm talking about something like a few days ago, about how different people react to conflict. And I just, for the first time in my life, actually recognized the kind of person I am when it comes to solving conflict. Which is, it was something about, say, okay, there's the fight kind of person, there's the flight kind of person, there's the fun type of person, fun, F-A-W-N. And then there's one other one that I don't remember. So the fight kind of person is the person that we scatter everywhere, we raise their voice, we do everything. But once you don't talk, you don't finish. Then there's the flight kind of person where in conflict you're like, in this case, I don't talk with you right now. Do you get? And then there's the fun kind of person, F-A-W-N, who is just a people pleaser. They'll do anything. Like, I know we'll say anything. Even if they're not the ones that fun. And then there's one last one I learned. But I discovered that I'm the flight kind of person. Yeah. But usually, like, when I thought about it, like, in the moments where I was, like, angriest, my first reaction was, nah, I don't want to do it. Just walk away. I need time to think. Like, I need time to process emotions before I can say anything. Right? And I feel like this person I'm speaking about that had major conflict is not, I wouldn't say major, but it got to the point of raising voices.
Yeah.
It means out of character. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why
You don't pass normal.
you get. If it gets to the point where I raise my voice,
Problem during week.
you get. Yeah, so that happened sometime last year, I guess. And recently, I feel is also a similar kind of person in conflicts normally to me. It's the kind of person where it's like, if something happens, it's like, he moves. It takes time to, think about it and let this thing and just, let him process his emotion before he deals with it.
Yeah.
Right. But in that instance, in that situation, in that instance, rather, I now became fight because I became the sharp, which is out of character for me. And it was just kind of like he just removed himself from the situation. And the next day, he wasn't the first person that spoke. He was just like, oh, dead, no, after this down, and that was it. So I feel like there has to be like someone, there has to be that person. Like, he doesn't have to. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is, regardless of the kind of person that you are normally, right? When it comes to dealing with your people, your closest guys,
There's
right?
extra accommodation.
Where
That's different. That's what we get from.
exactly.
There are some things that Tola will do. I won't even bat an eye, but random stranger will try and but last week from what that they have that allowance. Yeah, they have that allowance. Okay.
So in that situation, if he was one that had been raising his voice, maybe that will come talk last say, okay,
Yeah, calm down.
So even though we had the same kind of natural reaction, one person had to concede for the other person. So I feel like in any kind of genuine close relationship like that, that's the only way it will work. Well,
Okay.
even if you guys are set in your ways that the kind of person where these situations will be the same, somebody has to do for the other.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
what we should do.
so now, as a guy, what do you think? What do you want? Okay, this is how I evaluate the relationships that I am currently in, and I try to get into. I ask myself, the first question I ask myself is, what value am I adding to this person's life? And what value is this person adding to my life? That is how I know, okay, do I want to establish a relationship? Or do I want to keep the person in the peripheral and just watch and see where the person goes, see how the relationship, see what turns around, change it. So for you, what are the things that you measure? You said, okay, the experiences that you go through. Okay, take for example, the Navy SEAL. They are like highest examples of the confraternity that you can ever know. What's a confraternity? A group of men that share some values and ideas, and they have common interests, right? An average SEAL that is in the same class, that went to the same training academy with you, never let anything happen to you or your family. They have this idea that we are brothers. They really care about you. Maybe be Hispanic, maybe I be black, maybe the other guy be white. They don't care. And it comes from the fact that they go through hell. They go through that training process to get that. And it binds them. Yeah. They find each other's character and then they latch onto each other that you will carry me when things go hard. You will be there for me. I can support you. So like we have that. What do you use? How do you gauge? How do you measure? What are the metrics that you use? Okay, this person, I think I can accommodate this person. I think this person should be able to accommodate me.
Honestly, I feel like for me, I mean, again, you would have to ask the people that are my friends, but the way that I see myself in a relationship with my guys, I'm mostly unproblematic. I don't ask for much. You get it? I'm very low maintenance. Yeah, really low maintenance. I don't ask for much from my guys. Right? So if I was going to judge anything, right, it would be things that you did without me requiring. Because if I need something from someone, even if you are my closest friend, it's difficult for me to voice out what I need, right? So if you're able to, if you're the kind of person that is able to identify like a need and try to tend to it, attend that need, or feel whatever it is that I need in that moment, you definitely like get extra powerful. And on my own part, I try also to like consciously, because if I don't make conscious decisions about it or consciously think about it, I would probably just think every other person is like me and just have
I think everybody has that illusion. Like everybody is like,
but I didn't realize the fact that people actually want different things than what you want.
well, yeah, true,
Right.
true.
So it might be low maintenance and not require much, but
But the
some
other
person
person will need,
will have their own. You get me? It's not even just in like friendships, also in actual like real life relationships and every other kind of relationship. Siblings, family, even your parents, man. Like your parents when they're against
they need to like maybe that
yeah. So you have to like it takes a certain level of self-consciousness to realize that the way you want things done is not necessarily how you know be done. Yeah, by everybody else. It's not necessarily what anybody else wants. Yeah. So so you shouldn't judge other people by what you want for yourself. If you're thinking, well, me, I know this stress. Why you going to stress me? It doesn't really work like that. So you have to think about, okay, you know this person, you know this kind of thing that this person likes. And you try to do those things that you think this person would like. Even if they don't directly voice it out. Yeah. So on my part, like I try to make conscious efforts to like do stuff. Because normally, for instance, I'll give you an example. For instance, I normally wouldn't randomly text or call anybody.
no, guy, nobody does that.
Yeah.
So if I randomly exactly. So if I randomly, I don't know, video call you or something, you be my guy, true. Like you be my person.
Very long ago, I was randomly calling these guys, Ayo and Daniel.
I wouldn't just randomly do that for anybody. Like if I call you, video call you, just know that it has taken every last bit of shit in my body for me to do that, right? And then, you know, also maybe birthdays come around and I'm like, by that, happy birthday. You know, apart from happy birthday, say something that I did, that I consciously did, maybe was it last year or something, was that because say money came around, when my guy's birthdays came around, I was like, okay, I actually have to get something for this guy, right? And I got something for my friends.
Which is better. Yes. Come on. I don't know why. Like, yeah. Okay. Side note. I've noticed that women are taking more personal than men. I have my elder brother, my eldest brother. He doesn't remember his own birthday. Like, I texted him that, bro, happy birthday, blah, 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 regards to the family. Like, oh, wow, you remember. And like, people think, no, they remember. So I think it's a thing with men naturally.
Yeah, I think men care less generally.
But
the thing is, even though men care less about it, when people they care about,
when they are
on,
yeah, my brother gives a lot. My brother actually texted me like, okay, for me to actually, I was not there when he was born. I just say a guy that documented his date of birth. And I'm like, okay, so I wrote it in my calendar. So every year there's a notification. I see his birthday, I'll text. If I can't reach him, next year that. So the moment I texted him, and it's not the person that you text and he responds like, you are 3-4 days, you're listening to the video. In like 5 minutes, he just texted me that, wow, like you actually know my birthday. So I feel like, I think it connects to an emotional side of men that has been left dormant for centuries.
So they might not even react.
Like now, okay, take for example, yesterday was Valentine's Day. I made a video. I'll share it. I got the gift. I was smiling like, guy, you need to see me. I got the ball. I was just happy, like, someone says me an actual rose, not plastic rose, not an actual rose petal. That's the first time I've seen a rose in my life. I was so impressed, like, what the fuck? And it's a rose, it's a plant. You should be able to walk by the roadside and not be amused by a plant. They might say you be freaked out by a plant. And I think that was the highlight of the whole gift box. I saw a rose for the first time. And I was like, oh, I was feeling like a child. So I think it's just like a side of men that we didn't get to explore, we didn't get to touch, because society feels like, when even one men feel like, if they do that kind of thing, your guy feel the reason to say, hard guy like you, Oh, the rather glad black, I just like to say, hey, me, it's 13. So, yeah, so, well, maybe we'll get there. Maybe not. I don't know. But there's a side to men that, certain things. Like,
Very
they, now,
very
they're different,
very
It's just that without my rules.
yeah.
I think one of the I would say one of the biggest benefits of having my guy, my brother, is the support that he brings. I think off camera I told you about Tola. I came here and I was thinking out blah 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 blah. And Tola made the most trivial nuisance like joke out of me. And it's been off my mind. Imagine having a weight on your shoulder and somebody just like it's okay and it's gone. So I think there's that support that it brings. So how would you like let me put it this way. What's your recommendation for people who don't have that? A lot of guys out there that are in need. You were saying that one of the things that you are working against is the fact that you cheat yourself a lot, you are on your own, you have a very small circle. There are guys that you think your circle is small, their circle is not. What's your recommendation, or what would you say is okay, they want to go? Based on the fact that the next person brings a support system.
Honestly, there's no way around it except the fact that you have to make the difference yourself. You have to actively make that contact with whoever.
Yeah,
There's have to reach out. Yeah, you have to reach out. There's absolutely no way around it. No matter how introverted, how bro. To be honest, at some point in your life, you're going to meet someone. Someone, yeah, not necessarily people. You need just one person. Yeah, you need support. No matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, you need support. And support doesn't necessarily even have to be like very in your face type of support. Like say, they're coming through for you, they are cheering you every day, they are showing up at your door, giving you stuff. Support could be simply someone you can just call, just someone that just calls you and says, yeah,
That you basically know that person is existing and that can be there for you no matter how crazy it gets.
someone you can just call, and you know that when I call this person, even if you don't speak about what is bothering you,
How far it is getting now.
just kind of removes you from that headspace of whatever you're going through in that moment. So yeah, there's absolutely no way around it. You have to be the one to like consciously reach out to people, to reach out to someone. I'm trying to make that difference to yourself. Because this life
it's so hard. Now we
did make that hard.
I say that's what I found.
Now we did do ourselves problem.
All right. So
I think it's been a very insightful discussion. I don't know about you. I really don't know what you're up to. But I'd say life gets easier when you have men or people around you that understand what you're going through. One, that can help you through even when you don't even realize that you need help. Or that can just be there for you. The mere fact that you know that this person exists and the person exists and is ready to pick up your tab any day, anytime. I think it's one of the things that just makes life easier for me, despite everything that we go through. So I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what's up. I'd say that get yourself a brother. I think that's pretty much the message that I'm trying to pass across with this episode. Get yourself a brother, someone you trust, someone you can count on, someone you can add value to your life, someone that adds value to you, someone who motivates you, someone you also motivate. It has to be a mutual a relationship that is mutually beneficial. So that said, I just want to say a very big thank you for making it this far. and coming to our TED Talk on this show. And with me today, and it's been very wonderful, is what? Ola. Yeah. My name is Onola Patoba. I remain my brother's keeper until the day that I did my last. I'm your brother from a distant mother. And don't forget, you're not alone. Peace, progress, and prosperity. See you on the next one.
Bye-bye.